Hello, this is teddygaming. Welcome back to another very interesting video, because today, just like a few hours ago, they just announced that they're going to be doing a brand new crossover with Ninja Turtles with He-Man. And, I mean, I don't know what to really say about this one, because I feel like this one was somewhat expected, and with what they've been doing with the toy line and the mini comic that was included with the toys, it felt natural that they would be doing some of this, and also not to mention, if you know the history behind all of this in terms of the cancelled crossover with He-Man in the past, this just seems like it's going to be a really interesting crossover. But at the same time, I won't lie, I'm not really interested in this one, and the main reason for that is just because I'm not a really big fan of He-Man, and I've watched a few episodes here and there, the 80s cartoon I think it was, and the most recent one, and all I've got to say to that is that I don't really think there's too much you can really do with He-Man, in his own universe, so let's know what we're going to be doing in, his, this series or anything like that, so yeah. But, judging by the covers for, this one, it seems like it's going to be heavily inspired by the toy crossover, and will be going in more of that direction, and it does seem like they're somewhat going to be more or less adapting the comics which came with the toys, but making them bigger, better, and just expand upon, which is great if you don't really know what's happening in them, but if you do, then great, because you're still getting more content, but it's going to be an interesting one either way. So yeah, like I said, this was announced a few hours ago, and this comic will be released by Dark Horse, and I must admit, this is a pretty interesting thing, just because Dark Horse doesn't actually own either IP. I know Paramount owns the Turtles, and I believe it's Hasbro or Mattel that owns He-Man and the Masters Universe and all that. And I don't know if they're making any comics or anything like that, or I don't know what they're doing with He-Man. So yeah, and I mean it's a bit more confusing and surprising, especially with some of the cover choices. So yeah, let's get into this a little bit more. Okay, so for the little description which I've released so far, it is when the TMNT come across Krang and Shredder making a deal with some otherworldly demon magic named Skeletor, things got hell weird and they ended up in Eternia. It turns out when you mix Ultron Mission with demon magic, you get a nasty purple poison, and this brought the Eternia to the brink of chaos. So Leo, Raph, Don, Mikey are teaming up with the Masters of the Universe to kick some blue bony butt, but the problem is, He-Man is missing in action. So yeah, I mean, I must admit overall it does sound pretty interesting. I mean, the ending for that description does sound... It's giving me a lot of flashbacks to the most recent Netflix He-Man show, which that's not a good sign for this comic series already, so... But yeah, I mean, if you see the toys, I feel like you already know the kind of things you can somewhat expect in terms of this crossover, in terms of mashups with the characters, and also somewhat putting direction in terms of the story. So that'll be... yeah, interesting one to say. And then even looking at the cover for this one, which is done by Freddie Williams II. Now, Freddie Williams II, if you don't know, he did the Batman TMNT crossover, all three of them, and he's done quite a few other stuff on Turtles. He's done mainly a lot of covers for the Total Universe and stuff like that. And he was originally going to be doing the first He-Man TMNT crossover, but it kept getting delayed and then cancelled. And if you look at back at the original concept arts and images for the original stuff, it is vastly different from this one. So I am quite curious to see just how much different this one is compared to the original one, stuff like that. But yeah, either way, looking at the cover, it does look really cool, and I do like how they are using all the toy sculpts and stuff like that into it. It does look really cool just seeing all the turtles in very unique outfits, I want to say, especially with Mikey having hair. I do think that these costumes do look really good on the Turtles. He-Man, he just looks really outplaced just there, especially because I know that in the toys, he's a purple man for some reason. I think it was something along the lines of he got, touched the mutagen and became evil or something, so it just made me wonder why they didn't change him quite a bit, but either way, he looks cool, I want to say. I mean, I don't really care about He-Man or anything, but Yeah, but the turtles do look really cool, and I'm quite curious to see how much going to be changing looks for the other characters. Just because with the toys, it did change quite a lot of the characters' appearances, and we even take it to see so many characters which I don't think will be appearing in this crossover, like Leatherhead. I'm pretty sure there's a few other He-Man characters, but I don't really know them. But yeah, I mean, a lot of characters like that, which I'm be quite curious to see if they'll be putting them into the comic, or to be changing their appearances, or anything like that. But either way, this cover looks really great and amazing, so I can't really complain too much about it. And then we do have another cover which is done by Alexis Zerit, which just gets to see Skeleton just shooting down the party wagon, which, yeah, I want to say it's kind of cool, I want to say, yeah. And then for the last cover, which was a real big surprise, and, I mean, Leonardo looks good, He-Man doesn't, he looks so weird and out of place. This one's done by Stan Sakai, which I was very surprised by, but at the same time, not really, just because Stan Sakai is working for Dark Horse with Yusogi Jimbo, so, yeah, it's just weird to see He-Man like this. He just looks so out of place, but he looks, yeah, it looks like interesting, and I'm pretty sure there will be like so many other covers to come. I wouldn't be too surprised if after I release this video they do like announce a lot more covers and stuff like that. But also something which I do want to mention is that they have released a team for this one, which is unfortunately like people which I don't really know. So for this team, we got Team Silly, we got Freddie Williams second, Andrew Delahouse, and Andrew Design. So out of those people, I only know Freddie Williams second. All the other ones I don't know yet. I've got a feeling that Tim Shelley might be the writer, but I'm not entirely too sure about that. But yeah, that's pretty much all we know about this series so far. Now, this series is supposed to be coming out in September, and it's supposed to be a 4-issue miniseries, which I don't know why Total's doing like 4-issue miniseries all of a sudden, but yeah, this could work for them, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, overall, this crossover, it does seem like it's going to be one of those kind of things that's going to work really well just because of the 80s kind of things, because I know that a lot of people who do read the comics and buy them are people who grew up in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that, who would definitely love this kind of stuff. So I got a feeling that this series will definitely do really well, and I got a feeling that they're definitely going to be doing a sequel to it. And to be honest, I wouldn't even be too surprised if they do make a trilogy out of it, because this does feel like the kind of property and like crossover that will do really well with the older fans and stuff like that. But with the actual story, I mean, I don't really know what to really think of it, just because He-Man doesn't really seem like the kind of like universe to actually give like a proper like crossover or anything like that, or even actual stories or characters or anything like that. So this might be my gateway into He-Man, but I highly doubt it. And yeah, I mean, I'm somewhat looking forward to this crossover because of the Turtles, but other than that, it's just going to be another one of those kind of crossovers just there and it happens. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this crossover? Are you looking forward to it? Are you not? And yeah, that's it for today, guys. If you doesn't, please share. Let's just grab more stuff. Goodbye, yo, and bye.